watching continuing in-depth coverage of Pope Francis in America.
And the Pope has just arrived in New York City after an historic visit to Washington, and his next stop is Philadelphia.
And that's where dozens of Rhode Islanders are just pulling up, and our own Eyewitness News anchor Mike Montecalvo is along for the ride.
Yeah, Mike joins us live from nearby Delaware with more on their journey to see Pope Francis. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Shannon. And we are in Claymont, Delaware, which is about 18 miles outside the city. We just got off our bus a short time ago, and as you can see behind me, people are still getting off. They are absolutely excited to spend the weekend at the World Meeting of Families. Let's show you what happened earlier this morning in Smithfield, Rhode Island, over at St. Philip's Church and School, where the kids at the school held a rally for their fellow students heading to Philly. Now, we caught our bus at Our Lady of Mercy School and Church over in East Greenwich. 8 buses in all and more than 400 people heading to Philly to see the pontiff, and for some, it's not the first time they've traveled to see a pope. Going on a journey to see and hear the Pope is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for some. And for Rhode Islanders we spoke with, they're seizing another opportunity to see the Holy Father.
Still get butterflies thinking about the experience, the songs that we sang at Mass. When I hear them, I still think back to that day.
Joe DiGiuseppe of West Warwick went to Central Park in New York with his wife in 1995 to see Pope John Paul II.
It was an amazing experience to see the throngs of people, this one little man, and how he could take all of these people and unite them with one thing, the love of Christ and the power of the Mass.
We were blessed to go in Rome.
Deb Carey and her husband got very close to Pope Francis in Italy and took these pictures, snapshots she'll never forget.
And we were one of those that were sitting towards the back. His Pope mobile came right around the back of us, and we were just floored to, and just in awe that he was right behind us.
Ana Maria Delgado of Providence traveled to Brazil for World Youth Day to see Pope Francis in July 2013. What was it like to being on a pilgrimage in Brazil?
It was a wonderful experience. Very important for my spiritual life to be inspired by Pope Francis and by all the youth gathered together over there.
Why is he inspiring you?
Because it's so nice to see all the young people who are, eager in their faith.
Up to 2 million people of all ages from 150 countries will be represented this weekend in Philly. For the DiGiuseppe family, Joe, his wife, mother-in-law, and 4 children will be there for this historic event.
I just hope my children feel the same excitement that my wife and I are feeling.
And there are a lot of kids on this trip, too, and they are very excited. Now, coming up on Eyewitness News at 5:30, you're going to meet a couple that spent their 50th wedding anniversary with Pope Francis. For now, we're live in Delaware. I'm Mike Montecalvo, Eyewitness News.
Now, Pope Francis in America. Our coverage continues. A bus filled with Rhode Islanders is making the trek to Philadelphia to see the Pope, and we're traveling with them.
They left this morning with Mike Montecalvo on board with them. The group just got to their hotel a little while ago, and Mike joins us now live in Claymont, Delaware. Hey, Mike.
People are so excited. They keep telling me he is the people's Pope, and that's why they made the trek from Rhode Island to Pennsylvania to see Pope Francis. Now, 8 buses from Rhode Island with 400 people on them. We are on one of these buses that is heading into the city tomorrow to see Pope Francis. Now, between 1 and 1.5 million people are expected to begin the World Meeting of Families. Now, the big events are actually on Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday is the Festival of Families. There'll be events for the entire family, and then on Sunday at 4 o'clock is the Papal Mass. And one North Providence doctor knows how special that can be, and 2 women from Cranston are volunteering all week, and they could help with that Mass on Sunday.
Beautiful, peaceful, wonderful, very wonderful. A memory I'll cherish for a long time.
Dr. Doreen Ciccolini of North Providence is taking her 2nd pilgrimage to see a pope, this time going to Philadelphia to hear what Pope Francis has to say. Dr. Ciccolini was in Central Park in New York when Pope John Paul II celebrated Mass in 1995.
What amazed me was the complete silence in Central Park with approximately over 100,000 people. It was very beautiful to share that and to be in unity with so many people. in such a big city.
Our Father, who art in heaven.
It's a little different for two Cranston women who are going on a pilgrimage to see the Holy Father for the first time. The two women from St. Paul's Church will be staffing a booth for Family Divine Mercy. They'll be volunteering at the Philadelphia Convention Center as people stroll into the Festival of Families. They also have a chance to volunteer when Pope Francis celebrates Mass on Sunday.
Ecstatic, over the moon. Can't even believe that this could be something happening in my life.
I just feel like it's such a privilege, something I never anticipated I'd be doing, but I was so excited to be chosen to go.
People of all ages are here to see Pope Francis. Coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 10 and 11, we'll hear from some of the younger ones who can't wait for the weekend. We're live in Claymont, Delaware, just 18 miles outside of Pennsylvania. I'm Mike Montecalvo, Eyewitness News.